All right. I said I was going to record a tutorial for Last Night on Earth, and now I'm going to do it. Pretty much all that happened was I bought this beautiful Gibson Custom Shop Gold Top that is just a beauty. And I've been playing all my favorite songs from the Gold Top: Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, Last Night on Earth, Until the End of the World. The list goes on and on. It really doesn't go on and on. I don't even know if there's any other songs that use the Gold Top. But at any rate, I've been playing those songs. I've been loving this guitar. It plays great. I actually even enjoy it more than the Les Paul Custom. The weight's better. It feels great. So without further ado, today, as part of our combined drinking lesson and guitar lesson, I'm just drinking some cheap Pinot Grigio, which is just fantastic on a Sunday afternoon. So cheers. What's cool about doing this tutorial right after Sunday Bloody Sunday is that this will be 2 songs in a row with no delay, which is kind of unique when you're doing U2 stuff. Okay. So the preset is basically just my same preset from Sunday Bloody Sunday with one addition, and that is that I threw a, let's see, what is it? Tube Screamer. Yeah, Tube Screamer drive. Again, I've got Axe set it up, so I'm just looking here. I put a Tube Screamer drive in. So it's that Tube Screamer, which is off right now. Then I have the drive that is meant to simulate the STD3K drive sound. The delay is off, but assuming that was still in the signal chain, I don't own one of those, but I'm guessing that it would still be changing the signal and boosting it and affecting the tone. So that's in there, and then just the amp, the cab, and again a little bit of reverb. So it's pretty much just the exact same as my Sunday Bloody Sunday sound, but the guitar obviously much different on the Gold Top than the Strat. Okay, so drop tune your guitar a half step. Use a guitar with humbuckers if possible. I am diming out treble pickup. This one is rolled back. Rhythm pickup is rolled back a little bit to taste. And I'll show you what the story with that is in a minute. And then middle pickup position for the sound. And basically here's the sound. That's what it sounds like. Oh, the guitar sounds great. I'm sure that this crummy mic that I have on my webcam is not doing it justice, but it sounds great. So, song has a few parts. It's got the main lick that we'll go through. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you all the parts we're going to go through because I probably can't remember them. I'll just make it up as I go. There's easily a half dozen parts, though. The first one being the main lick. So let's just get right into the main lick. I think I've explained the sound. It's roughly the Sunday Bloody Sunday sound, just a different guitar. The drive pedal again being the Tube Screamer in the Axe FX. I'm playing through my Axe FX and the CLR and just what I normally do. Okay, so let me play the lick left hand and then I'll break it down. So here's the main lick. Play it a little bit more like the proper speed. So I often will have my first finger here on 2nd fret just to cover that note in case I bump the 2nd string. But really what you're doing here is you're playing the low string, the E string here. That's the first 2 notes. Boom, boom. And then you're doing some pull-offs here with 4th fret. I just switched fingers there. This was, I think, easier to see. When I play it, I actually use my pinky. It makes that reach easier because, again, I'm hitting that A a little bit on the open notes. So part then is this chord here, which is a chord that's also in Sunday Bloody Sunday, which is this 3-string power chord, which is a D. D, A, B. It's the dad chord again. Just mute the rest of the strings, hit those 3. Oh. Slide that note. That's part of the sound. That this is ringing. The other thing to keep in mind here is you may notice. So this finger right here, it's hanging over and it's muting the low E string. This finger is fretting 9th fret on the A string, but it is also muting the rest of the strings. The only note that you're trying to get here is this 9th fret on the A string, but you want to get the sound of hitting all, not all the strings, but you know, the top 3. Right? There's a difference between that and this. So I'll play it both ways and you kind of get the idea. Instead of also, it lets you strum when you're muting rather than pick. Get the right hand here up close. Get the left hand again up close. Oh. Okay. After that then, that's all through the verse, and then there is a pre-chorus type part, which is alternating between a G major chord and an A major chord, both bar chords. The G major chord, of course, just an E shape moved up so that it's rooting off of the G here at 3rd fret, and then moving it up a whole step to A. The strumming goes like, this would be the like, she hasn't been to bed in a week, she'll be dead soon. That part. And it's just back and forth between those. So here's how the strumming goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see there's sort of those long drawn out, and then there's on this one some doubles here. So pay attention to that. Also, the edge, I think kind of he slides this if you listen to it on like Pop Mart Live from Mexico. So it's this kind of thing. The other thing to keep in mind is when I'm strumming these, you can see my first strum is just maybe the top 3 strings or 4 strings, and then the second is the bottom 4 strings. So it's this kind of thing. Top, bottom. Alternating back and forth on those. Okay, so that's the pre-chorus. The chorus then, again, more power and bar chords. And again, the first one is a G. Here's how it goes. chords then there, that's a G, D, A, B, G, D, E, G, D, or G, D, A, B, G, D, E, G. So this would be like the, you've gotta give it away. Then it resolves. You don't know what it's worth. You're gonna end up here. This is for the you don't know what it's worth. You're living like the last night on Earth part. I'll play through that last half. So. So what's going on here, basically this is this A major, but your pinky's coming off of 7th fret on the D string, so that you can move it over to 7th fret on the G string, and then back on. So that's like, I'm doing some up picking, and this is like 7th fret on the G, remove the pinky completely, and then put the pinky back on 7th fret on the D. That's during the lyric that's the title of the song, the Last Night on Earth. Okay, that's pretty much it for that part. Then it's the little interlude part that is after the chorus. So this is where the drive pedal comes on. So I just turned on the tube screamer. Here's how this part goes. Again, I hate giving lessons on how to play the guitar, because as I steadily repeat in these videos, I do not have good guitar playing technique. I just sort of do it how I do it, and pretty much all I know how to play is U2 songs. I kind of grew up just playing these songs and learned to play the guitar playing these songs. So I've adopted some of these habits that I think are things that the Edge does, or the things that at least lend themselves to U2 songs. But I don't really have a good guitar technique, so I hate giving advice about guitar playing in general. That being said, there's more than one way to apply vibrato to a string. If you're a huge U2 fan, you probably want to watch Rattle and Hum and watch B.B. King play. When B.B. King does vibrato, his finger looks like it's doing this kind of a thing. It's like, right? That's one type of vibrato, this sort of weird circular thing. There's another kind that is the kind that I think is used in this song, which is the up and down kind. And I'm exaggerating this to make a point, but here's how you do it for this song. Again, I apologize, but I think this is what you probably need to know how to do this. So imagine your finger is in between the two fret wires, right directly in between. Then imagine that you're going to push down towards low E and then pull up towards high E. You're going to do that repeatedly. What you need to be thinking about, though, is you don't want your finger to move. You want your fingernail, the top of your fingernail, to always stay parallel to these two fret wires. That is the type of vibrato that's happening here when it's like this. When it goes. Right? And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you do need to, that vibrato sound is there. The notes here, as you can see, this is 12th fret on the B string, 10th fret on the B string with a hammer onto 12, and then 12 again. So 12, 12, 10, hammer on, 12, 12, hammer on, 12, slide up to 14. The reason the vibrato is so important is because, I mean, listen, it's one thing to do this. It's an entirely different thing to go. So that's how that goes. That's maybe an important life lesson for playing the guitar and getting vibrato. Again, I'm no expert on guitar playing or vibrato, but it looks like to me that's what the Edge is probably doing. It's delicious. It's amazing I can play this good after an entire bottle of wine. Well, there is about an inch left. What else? Oh, okay, so the bridge. But before we get to the bridge, let's talk about some of the other guitar parts in the song. Live, Bono is playing guitar. It's one of the few songs where his guitar is practically audible. That's what he's doing during the first verses. That's open E, open B, 2nd fret B string. So that's while the Edge is playing the... those notes. During the second verse, he plays something slightly different. He plays this. That's open E, open B, 3rd fret B, open E, 3rd fret B, open E, open E. Again, this is the first verse where he puts the note on 2nd fret B string. This would be second verse. That's Bono's contribution to the guitar part in the song. Okay, the bridge then. Oh, you know what though? There's the other part on the album version, which goes during some of the verses. It's sort of like the alternate part. That how does that go? That's how it goes. That's the top part of it. So what I'm doing is barring E string and B string, and then I'm 3rd finger here, 7th fret on the G string. The bar's on 5th fret, as you can see. That's B string, G string, B string, E string. Plays multiple times, and then there's a slight change. Those notes. So I took this position, I slid it up a step so that now this is 9th fret and I'm barring 7, and then apply your 2nd finger here, B string, 8th fret. something like that. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Basically, when I do this song, I do it the way that the live version's done, and it doesn't have that in it. So, but that sounds like what the album is. I didn't really sit down and figure that out. But that's probably what it is. Okay, the bridge. So then for the bridge, I told you I rolled back the rhythm pickup volume. The reason for that is specifically for the bridge because, boom, I just put it into bridge position here. It's an E. And then the Edge plays this chord. You could just play a power chord here. But what the Edge does is he does these what I like to call cheater chords, which is just, it's like maybe you're familiar with this little chord called G major. Take that and just slide it up so that this finger is on 9th fret and everything else is the same, right? So 9th, 9th, 9th. And all you're going to be playing is the low E, the B, and the high E. So that's E, E, B on the strings. And 5th fret then, slide that down. E. That's a slide. That's important. Sometimes you're slipping away. Put this back into middle position. Sometimes you're slipping away. On the album, it goes back into the right there. On Live from Mexico, I think it just goes back into the. What's left? Repeats that, repeats the pre-chorus, has a little cool timing flip on the pre-chorus where it goes, it's just like it's a beat early or the vocal starts a beat early. I can't remember now if it's the vocal that starts early or the guitar, but pay close attention to the last chorus. The timing of it's slightly different either on the guitar or vocally. And then there's the outro. The outro goes like this. You notice this strumming thing. The Edge does this repeatedly throughout the song. I keep doing it. I've mentioned it once before, but it's where you're hitting the low strings followed by the top strings. So it's like you don't want to go. Don't strum that whole chord. It's the top. Or it's the bottom, then the top, then the bottom, so it's. Those chords, of course, are just the same chords we've been playing all throughout the song. It's this E, it's an A major, a G major bar. Then the Edge has an outro solo. I'm not going to go into my big spiel about this, but I don't like it. I think it's kind of lazy. I feel like they tried to make this song too much live in the outro, like Until the End of the World. and it's just not as cool. But how does it go? It's like this. There's probably two ways to play this. I'm not sure which way the Edge is doing it. I suspect he's using a bend, but at any rate, the first note here would be 12th fret on the B string, this B. Second note, 14th fret on the B string. The next note, however you want to play it, is a half step higher. When I say however you want to play it, I mean you can either fret 15th fret or you can bend up a half step on 14. When I play, I switch back and forth. I don't know which is the right way or what the Edge is doing. If I can't hear my guitar on stage, I fret it because I don't have the ability with muscle memory to do that bend. I need to be able to hear where I'm bending to. If I can hear my guitar good, I bend usually. But for sake of this, the rest of this tutorial, I'm just going to fret the note at 15th fret. If you feel like bending it, bend it. Which way should I turn? Probably like this. Oh. That's all just on the B string. And then it goes up a little higher and goes. That's how you walk up there. It's 14, 15, 17. Then the Edge basically just bashes it for a minute, playing B string at 17th fret and G string at 16th fret, doing this kind of a thing. Maybe every once in a while he bumps into 17th fret on the E string for that note. I don't know. I think it's, like I said, I think it's kind of boring. And then, of course, the song resolves on this majestic E. And that would be the end of the live version. I think that is every part of the song. Quickly, I'm trying to decide if there's one part that I'm forgetting. And I'm pretty sure that there's not. I'm pretty sure that my camera just got really blurry. That wasn't just me. So, Last Night on Earth, pop is great. It's clearly based on what U2 has said, not a finished album, but the stuff that's there is good. So, rock that out, and hopefully I'll keep my string of tutorials going, and within a week I'll find something else fun to do. Enjoy.